In the hollow where the shadows fall, we gather round, we hear the call. Liquid fire from the mountain's hand burns like truth, but it tastes like sand. Oh, it sure feels right at the end of the day. Drink it up, let the story stay. The creek laughs low, the fire cracks loud. We lose ourselves in a moonlit crowd. The air so thick it hums and sings, a slow dance wrapped in unseen strings, clear as glass, but it bites like a snake, sharp and cold, every breath we take. Oh, the stars know our sins tonight. Set that burn till the world spins right. The creek laughs low, the fire cracks loud. We lose ourselves in a moonlit crowd. The mountain whispers secrets deep, the kind you tell.
Well, hello. G'day. Welcome to the Defence Stress, and thank you for joining us today. We have some awesome guests on today. Some amazing women. Some I envy their strength. They are strong, independent, forthright trailblazers, in my opinion, standing up for what is good and what is right. And I take my hat off to you ladies. You have suffered way more than I could even, I couldn't even quantify, could not even do it. And the fact that not only are you prepared to put yourselves out there to do the right thing, but you're also putting yourselves out there to help other people as well. And you should be applauded. That's all I can say. So welcome. We have
Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
welcome. So we have Brandy Davis and Tya Adams from Letcher County, Kentucky.
Letcher County.
Letcher, it's appropriately named, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. Hello. Miss Tricia, what are you doing down there? Should be up here. Good morning, Miss Jenny G. Mr. Udahev, how you doing? Louise, hello. Yes, it's Australia friendly. Normally I stream from like midnight because I'm streaming to a US crowd, and all my Aussie followers are like, ah! So this is good. All right, so basically, if you don't know the story, it stems from, well, it came to light, basically. It stemmed from way back, but it came to light when Sherriff Mickey Stines, I think it was the 19th of September 24, is that right?
Yep.
Was caught on Judge Mullens' CCTV cameras, unaliving him with a weapon. The reason those CCTV cameras were actually there is the reason that we're all here, basically. So 3 days before the judge was shot, Mickey had to sit for a deposition for one of his deputies, is it, or bailiff, court bailiff, Ben Fields, who was being charged with essaying Sabrina Atkins, who was she an ankle monitor home? Home, yeah.
Home incarceration.
Yes, that's one. Thank you.
Yes.
And basically, what Ben was doing was taking advantage of these vulnerable women, and because it's actually quite expensive, it's like $80, I think, a week, isn't it, to have one of those monitors on? And a lot of people can't afford that. And so he would say, well, you know, I'll take it off if you, you know. And so she actually pressed charges, and he ended up taking a plea deal. But Mickey was called in to take a deposition in that case. Now, Mickey, contrary to popular belief, Mickey wasn't involved, in my opinion, in any of this foolery, shall we call it. And so he is a liability. Okay. So when he had to go to the deposition, he was accompanied by the powers that be to make sure that he kept his mouth shut. And you can imagine the immense pressure that he would be under working in that environment, knowing all those secrets of all this stuff that's going on and not being able to say anything. Why? Because the person that's in control of it is the judge. Where do you go from there? Who do you ask? Who do you complain to? What do you do? So it's been alleged that Mickey's family was getting threatened because of this. It brought it to the forefront if he said anything during the deposition. So, but once the shooting happened and he gave himself up straight away, he was very, very paranoid, very, very all over the place. And I think they've submitted now an insanity defense or extreme emotional distress at the very least, because he actually thought people were after him. So that's what brought this to the forefront. So now that the judge has been taken out of the picture, there has been numerous women coming forward, making allegations and charging. Or what do you do? Is it make allegations, or officially? Did you do affidavits or anything legally? No, I don't know how you.
No, not yet.
No, okay, cool.
No, we tried. We went to the Attorney General. We reported it to other agencies. We've used the human trafficking hotline phone numbers. We found multiple ones that, posted in different places around the state that we've visited. So we've used those, utilized the FBI websites. And finally, we started getting people on the outside when we realized we weren't getting any help here. We started to get friends from out of state to go and report it to their local field offices. Excellent. And now we're finally getting some attention.
Okay.
And
so
yeah, my interview went public. That helped with that.
Yeah. Yes. I probably didn't connect the two very well, did I? So after all that, once the judge was unalived, many women, and including Tya and Brandy, have come forward and told their stories about the judge, and it's basically the entire county, pretty much. It's the whole system. Yes. And it spans. It's grown octopus legs. So it goes through CPS. It goes through rehab. It goes through,
prison for profit, programming for profit, classes for profit.
Yes,
it's not just steal your children and give them to your abusers.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a very public child abuse case that hit social media here recently, and now the father is asking for help because he had tried to get custody of his kids and get them away from their abusive mother. And it took the public, like the video going viral of her abusing him before they finally gave him. So now he's made a post asking for help because they've applied the same social worker that the mom had to his case. And now she's trying to get visitation back to the mom that was beating them on camera.
Oh.
So, like, where do you go? What do you do? You know?
Yeah.
We've
that's
never
not
been
like
able to
voting
trust.
now.
No,
Yeah.
you
Like,
absolutely.
who do you trust? Who do you go to for help?
And
When you've never
that's
been
what-
able to trust anyone,
correct.
you know.
Yeah.
So can you imagine what was going through Mickey's head then?
Yeah.
Imagine the pressure against him.
Yeah,
He
he
knows
only
knew.
everyone's
imagine.
watching him. He's the weak link.
I can
He's the
only
weak link.
imagine.
Well, he
Yeah.
was carrying the whole town's secrets on his
Mhm.
back. You know, he knew. You know, everybody knew, and he knew, and you know, if he slipped up in any way, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
Just couldn't
He's
imagine
always
that.
had
The
a
threat to
very
his family
respected.
was very real.
Absolutely.
In the moment.
There's nothing I can find that says anything other than that he was very
Yeah.
well respected in the community. The most I've heard is that he was strict but fair.
Yes.
That's it. And what more do you
Yes.
want from a sheriff, really?
Right. Right. Even the criminals
Yeah.
agree with that. You know, like
Yeah.
that's what we need. Is somebody. It's okay to be strict, just be fair.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
they were afraid that he was going to blow the lid, and I think that the only thing he could think of to do was to take Top Dog out and let the dominoes fall. So that's where we are at the moment. So hence the outcry of women now. Not only has Tya and Brandy got their own stories to tell, but they actually have opened up and are helping any other women. And there's many, many, many women that are coming forward now that have had the same experiences as them, and they're doing everything that they can to support them. So they have you got a GoFundMe, haven't you? You guys?
We have a GoFundMe for Lexi's place. And we also have our store, and we've got our Cash Apps and stuff posted on our bio, and we have a Buy Me a Coffee stock now too, each.
Yeah.
So there's
Okay,
multiple
cool.
ways that you can donate, or even just subscribe on Facebook, you know.
Or YouTube. Now that the
did I send you
the
the
QR
link for Lexi's place GoFundMe? I meant to. I don't know if I did or not.
no, that's all right. If you type hi in the
Okay,
chat for
I'll
me,
have to get
I'll
it to you.
reach you up, and you can link it straight into the
Please.
chat. Drop it. Just say hi in our chat.
If I leave the screen, it is going to screw my audio up. Hold on. I can open the chat, but I don't have the link.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Without clicking off of it.
Oh, okay. Don't stress. Don't stress. You can do it later.
Hold on, I'm
But
trying.
yes, the QR code at the top right hand side takes you to their YouTube channel, and all of their links are in their channel blog, based in the description of their channel, so you can find them all. All right. Now, just when you thought
Oh
it
my
couldn't
goodness,
get any
my
worse,
screen's froze up. There it is.
having talked to Tya the other night, I was of the belief that oops, there she goes.
Oh no.
She'll be back.
She'll be
I
back.
was of the belief that it was just, well, not just, but Judge Mullens error. But apparently I was mistaken.
It involves more,
Very
yeah.
well mistaken. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and that's where Brandy comes in. Now, Brandy was involved with the previous judge in Letcher County, who apparently this must be like generational, like systemic. It's their lifestyle. It's what they do.
Well,
What the fuck?
even to help explain that, when this judge passed away, I think the sheriff posted that he was like a dad to him, and even Mullins said he was like a mentor to him. So, so it was because Mickey was his bailiff, bailiff, court security, whatever, and
with the
Kevin
previous judge
was
as well.
the previous judge,
Yep.
Jim Woods, and Kevin at that time was, I think, our county prosecutor at that time. So they all worked together with that judge. So, and he handled a lot
Kevin
of the
was
juvenile.
involved in that. Kevin was involved in that as he was a prosecutor as well, not
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
And
At
is your
that time,
judge elected?
I don't even know. He was in office for a long time. I don't know if he was elected or appointed.
What about Kevin? Did he get nominated by someone or just?
I think Kevin took his place. When he passed away, Kevin filled his shoes, and then Mickey became sheriff shortly after. So, but he was a bailiff for a while for Kevin also.
What am I?
So they have
It's
they had a work
spans
history.
2 generations now. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Absolutely appalling.
But
So it's
There we go.
basically. I'll let. Hello, welcome back.
she's back.
What I'll do is I'll hand the floor over to you, Brandy. You can give us you can start because I could not tell it. I could not tell it. So this is your time. This is your voice. It's
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. Okay. No.
Sorry.
When I went through a pretty rocky divorce. Before that, I had been a foster parent. And we was going through a very rough divorce in the county and everything. And at the time, my son had just turned. He was 14.
How many kids have you got?
I've got 3. So 2 boys and a girl. Caleb, Jacob, and Sarah.
It's my baby's 27th birthday today.
Well, Sarah, she's 27, so yeah. But he was 14 and great kid. I mean, still are good kids, but he was, no trouble, straight A student, was in band, just all around good kid. But, had a lot of stuff going on at home, a lot of stuff going on, and he got caught at school, I guess, had smoked marijuana, and Bert Sloan was the school resource officer, and they started a program in Letcher County. He was one of the first batch of kids that went through. It was a drug court program, but it was for juveniles.
Oh, yep.
And it was they. That day in court, they, gave us the papers to look over and everything. And, a lot of it just, surrendered a lot of my rights as a parent and his. Really? Oh, yeah. They had complete control over everything.
Was that an inpatient type?
No, basically, they had to go to court like every Tuesday. It's kind of set up like the adult drug court system, but they had counseling and drug testing like almost every day. They had counseling they had to go through together, and they would level up, but nobody ever leveled up. Nobody ever graduated in this program. He basically
was that designed that way. Designed to keep you in there?
Well, they would sanction them. They would give them sanctions, if they failed a drug test or they didn't make it to counseling on time, or they would send them to the detention center, juvenile detention center for 30 days, or, just random punishments. They would take them to rehabs. I don't know. He was in 2 different rehabs during drug court time. He spent a lot of his time in the detention center. But it got to be to where, he was never home. He was always
institutionalized almost.
He was locked up or something all the time. But when he was 15, I guess they had a lot of trouble with the kids. Kind of felt like they handpicked these kids. I mean, all the parents had similar circumstances or rough circumstances going on. And they were getting truancy issues because they were sending these kids off so much. And so they allowed my son to get his GED at 15 years old. I tried, I protested, I done everything I could do. And I was told he wasn't mine. He didn't belong to me. He belonged to the state.
Really?
So I had no say in that. And I begged him, I said, that's the only control I have over him right now is school. And, but I also during this time met all these kids, Ty and Lexi and all of his friends, and they all became.
You were all in this rehab.
They were all my kids.
So that's how you were introduced to Ty, is that right? You
pretty much, yeah. Ty's, well, they was a little bit older. I mean, by this time they were big kids getting in big trouble.
Yeah, we were going to real jail.
This was a program that they suggested
when we got in trouble.
And then they basically punished him for any little thing that he did wrong in the program, and then became a part of the system.
Yeah, these kids were shuffled through this system, and I mean, it then carried over into their adult lives.
Yeah,
like
this is just a marijuana. It's like
yeah, it was smoking marijuana. Was what started it. Yep. And so from the time he was 14 till he was 30 years old, he was pretty much in Letcher County jail. I mean, traffic violations, rehabs, you name it. We've been through it with him. And just the conditions that he lived through at the jail. I mean, when I did not want to let him go to drug court. Because I knew it was probably the beginning of downhill,
Yep.
Just from what we had seen with some other kids that were friends of his that, they had already started. But I was told that if I didn't sign it, they would get me for parental neglect because he had a drug problem and I wasn't doing anything about it, and they would take my other children. So it was either give us this kid or we're going to take all your kids.
So what's in it for them? Why would they do that? There has to be something in it for them.
They said they would just get me for parental neglect for Caleb.
Yeah. But the actual incentive for them to have your child there, they'd have to be getting something from that. Yeah.
Oh, they were. I mean, once you get into the whole rehab and you start realizing, a lot of the programs that it's the same people, just a different name for these programs.
So they were making money off
big money.
Programs.
Yes.
Still
How
are.
do they do that?
Yeah, there's a lot of big financial incentive to keeping us addicted.
So they get funding from the government per person, or is that how does that work?
Most of the time, they will get funding, to pay for someone to go to rehab. Mm-hmm. Used to, Unite would pay for it with vouchers. You had to apply for vouchers to get rehab. But then I think Medicaid pays now.
And they charge families money too, a lot of times.
Okay.
They've got caught kind of
they will take
double
their
billing.
Food stamps. They've been caught taking their food stamps when they come in. They'll go and buy the food with their food stamps and then sell it back to them for cash.
Yeah.
Some of these sober living places, the like house mom got caught distributing drugs. I've had multiple reports from people coming out of these rehabs that said they drank so much on the weekends and did so many drugs and stuff through the week that they were exhausted and just wanted to go back to jail and do their time.
Fuck.
They're
So you take a
corrupt.
break from your kids by going to jail.
They're corrupt through and through. They're corrupt
What
through
was
and
that,
through.
Tan? Sorry.
So you take a break from your kids by going to jail.
Take a break from rehab because you're
Oh,
partying
from
too
rehab.
hard to go to jail.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
There's
Yep.
just so much questionable
I don't want the deal
activity.
anymore. I want to go back to jail. You
Yeah,
know, that's
well,
that.
that's exactly right, Jenny. That's why it fails. It's set up to fail because they make money out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and if you look at the courthouse, right now, you know, you had Daniel Dotson was our family court
Yeah.
commissioner. He made all the decisions about families in Letcher County, you know, court cases where your kids go. Do you get your kids? Do you not get your kids? Who gets, you know, what? He was dealing with divorces, you know, things like that. And then,
So they
you know,
would use your vulnerabilities and leverage them against you.
and you know, so they would send you upstairs for that. And so, you know, they would just pass you along the courthouse and every program they could run you through, they ran us through, you know, and they took total advantage of, you know, families and,
They
you
abuse
know,
their
people
power.
that,
Their power.
We're already
Yeah.
in a vulnerable position because this is a very, very poverty-stricken area. And also, you know, that was in the beginning when the opioid epidemic was at its height. And
And that
they
was
were
being
just
funneled
preying
through
on
the
these people.
GP.
They funneled all those opiates in here and got everybody addicted and then preyed upon them for the rest of their lives.
Did I hear correctly that the feds came out a couple of months ago to investigate that Medicaid fraud and try and
Mhm.
cancel all those scripts from one of the main GPs down there?
Yes. From
And-
Dr. Van Breeding
And did
and
he have?
Mountain Comp. He's
He
the one
wasn't
that
just a
was
GP,
prescribing all
he's-
the opioids to begin with. Whenever it first started, he was responsible, like one of the
he
biggest
got in
writers
trouble.
in the county. He got in
Yeah.
trouble for writing too much. And
What about
then
this
the
time?
feds even came in back then, though, and then they declined to prosecute. And next thing you know, he is the head of the Suboxone with the jail, the medicated assisted treatment. I don't know what kind of deal they got out of that.
Come
But
on, drug kickbacks.
now he's pushing the Suboxone. That
And see, the
people have-
conditions
stuck
at the
on.
jail were horrid. And you had people that used to have to lay down there, and detox was what,
Yeah.
lucky if you got a Tylenol. They were treated horribly, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they don't make them do that now. I'm so glad that they
Yes.
did
Glad they
get
finally accepted it.
a humane way to
Funny
do
is
it.
that
Yes,
it's the
absolutely.
doctor
Suboxone
that
is
pushed the opioids
amazing.
so hard
Yep.
that finally that became the main pusher of the synthetic opioid, you know, Suboxone. And that's
The
not
cure.
just for people on the street. It's people on the street too.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Suboxone and buprenorphine? Do you know?
But same thing, and
That's the same thing.
Same thing. They block the receptors, the opiate receptors. Yeah.
It's the buprenorphine is the opiate, and the naloxone is the receptor is blocker.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's lots of plants that do the same thing.
Yeah.
They're an agonist and an antagonist, opioid plants that could do the same thing to treat this. They tried to bring ibogaine to Kentucky, and it was
What's
refused.
that?
It is a plant medicine that can cure addiction in one treatment.
Of course, they refused it because that would take
Of
money
course,
away
they
from them.
refused it.
that would
Yeah,
take
yeah.
the
Yeah.
insurance,
Yeah.
the
You
money,
can't make money. Yeah. Yep.
you know.
Yeah. I got diagnosed back in 2014 with chronic arthritis, and basically they had me on so many opiates it was ridiculous. I was on the equivalent, I think, of 250 milligrams of morphine a day, both slow release and instant. And to get off that, they put me on the buprenorphine, and it was the best thing I ever did. Best thing I ever did. And got
Yeah.
straight off it, no worries.
It can
Not straight
save
off it,
lives.
yeah.
But it can also cause a lot of problems. Like, but
I
it's not
wasn't
meant for
psychologically
long-term
addicted,
use.
but
And they
physically I
have
was
people
addicted.
on it here for life.
Wow.
And it damages, it'll make your teeth fall out, it clogs up your arteries, it'll put you into renal failure. There's just so many risks and so many better options, like I just don't understand it.
I didn't even
do,
know
because
it
it all
existed
comes back to big pharma making the most buck,
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Hey Liz, how you going? Yeah, I didn't know any different at the time, and it was like, because chronic pain isn't
It's
doesn't
not
respond
easy.
to opiates, no. So
Yeah. We both
See,
feel
that's
that.
how
way.
my- I wasn't
That's how my
psychologically
problem-
addicted, but I was physically addicted.
That's how my problem started. I got MS and I had back surgery and I ended up on pain medication, and it just, I just never seen I was doing anything wrong because it was prescribed until, the script was gone in a half a month, and then it was gone in a week, and then you realize I got a problem. So, that's kind of how mine started. So it was,
Yeah. I never took them like abuse. I had a girlfriend that basically did that, and so I made sure that I didn't. But I never actually got any effects apart from pain relief. I didn't get a lot of people say with, Oxycontin or oxycodone, they get, this lovely floaty feeling. Never, ever. Never. Never.
I need to find a doctor that will prescribe them for me.
Yeah, they're very strict, getting very, very, very strict.
Oh, unbelievable.
Very.
Well, at that
we were
pain management
passively
clinic, I was the only one. That pain management clinic that you decided not to go to, that I had to go to.
The third
Right,
one.
I was the only person that was not prescribed barbiturates or opiates, and I've got a chronic pain condition.
They don't work on chronic pain, that's why.
Yeah, well,
they say
sometimes
that.
they do.
My
Sometimes they do.
Healing and pain relief through other means like lavender and wild lettuce and California poppy, because
that's what the pain
my
management clinic's all
addiction was
about.
so bad to the oxys that whenever it came time, they were pushing it. They were trying to get me to take the Percocets, like the bigger ones, and I didn't want to. I did not even want to take the hydrocodone. I was like, because I know what that leads to for me, and I said there has to be
most
other
of us
options.
watched
There
it
has
with
to
our
be another
family
way.
members.
And it took some trial and error, but I finally found a balance, and I was able to come off of all the other medications, which turned out to be what was poisoning me to begin with. It was shutting my body down. So I don't have to take blood pressure medicine or anything anymore. But
you're lucky you didn't.
It's been a difficult road to get here.
To get there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the pain still gets bad sometimes, but I like to try to stick to as natural as possible when I can. Or
so where did your pain originate? Where did your pain originate, Tya? How did you have a chronic pain issue?
I have got autoimmune hemolytic anemia and scleroderma. And that's like, it causes hardening of the skin. I produce too much collagen, and my body attacks my red blood cells. So that prevents oxygen and minerals from reaching my muscles. And my muscles just started wasting away. They weren't getting any nutrients. My body was malnourished. It didn't matter what I was taking in, like it was depleted before it got to where it was going. So that's where a lot of the pain came from. I still have like a lot of back pain and stuff that I deal with, but I try to use yoga and occupational therapies, dip my hands in paraffin wax. My hand pain, the vascular pain, because I had vasculitis as well, that was difficult. So I don't think the opiates would have even helped me. I really don't. I don't think that it would have touched that kind of pain, because what my body needed was for my blood to start flowing again, not, to cover up and dull the sensation. Like, yeah.
And so what drugs were you caught with or prosecuted for? Why did you go to jail? Sorry, I might have missed it earlier.
No, we haven't got there yet.
Oh, we haven't got there yet? Okay, cool.
One Suboxone,
that's all right.
I gave a Suboxone to a girl and got charged with trafficking.
Oh, wow. That actually happened to a famous poker player. that
Oh,
he
yeah.
was just, yeah, it was really bad. And he went to jail for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Mattisau. He had chronic pain from multiple surgeries, and yeah, he gave somebody a pill because they said they had, really bad headache. And he went to jail for 3 years.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
mine
God.
ended up being a confidential informant. She drove me nuts all freaking day and followed me around. And finally, we were up at a cemetery up on top of a mountain, and she just shows up. And so I gave her one, and the guy that I was with gave her one just to get rid of her. Like, here, fine, go on. And she was, I'm so sick, please, I'm dying, I'm so sick. And okay. And then she turned
Well,
it in
this,
that we sold it to her, and we both got convicted of trafficking, controlled substance.
wow, that's what Mike
That's
Mattisau
also,
was.
I was
It was an
court ordered
undercover cop.
Suboxone, and that's how they removed my child from me too. They used
Yeah.
Suboxone to remove my children from me too, even
That's
though I was court
unbelievable.
ordered to take
The
it.
court ordered her to take it, though.
That's
Yeah,
That
but
was
they
back
unbelievable.
in
they
that was
tampered with the
2009.
script and made it
That was
invalid,
in
didn't they?
2009. The doctor that I was seeing, his office closed about 2 weeks before I gave birth, but I still had a valid prescription and had a valid prescription the entire pregnancy.
Mm.
So there was at no point was it not legal 100%. But they said that since his office was closed, that meant I didn't have a doctor, and that made it illegal for her to go home with me. And they
So-
took her from my arms at the hospital.
Why were they going at you so hard? Do you know, or is it just to keep you in the system?
In the system.
I don't know. In the system.
I feel like in the system. These, like I was saying, and I
But
probably
now I
straight
will
off.
say this. I feel like they have known for a very long time who the chosen ones are, and like our experiences in school with the GATE program, and like seeing things unfold today. I feel like we have been targeted in a way to keep us asleep, to keep us,
Yeah.
enslaved and quiet, so that we cannot see what they're doing and speak on it and dismantle their systems.
So was that the school that was the only one available in the area, or is that a chosen school that your parents chose?
No, it was, I'm just mean the chosen ones as in like God's chosen, the ones
Okay,
that are here
yep.
to raise the vibration of the planet and change
Mhm.
things,
Yep.
prepare the way for the
On a
new
higher
earth.
frequency.
Yes.
Yep. I'm with you.
I think
Alright.
that goes back to the MK Ultra and
Yeah,
the GATE
yeah.
program and all those things too. Like I think that
Yeah.
it's all tied in together
I couldn't believe that
with
the two.
the
cases.
deliberately getting people addicted, and then
Yeah.
it's the way they just continue and continue. It's one
Well,
thing
I
after
think
another.
too that they enjoyed making us feel stupid. I went to college,
Mhm.
but I was told all the time I didn't know what I was talking about, or I was wrong about
Women are
this law
mistreated
or
bad
that
in
law,
general.
or so we was always told you're crazy, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking
By
about.
who? The teachers.
Yeah. Or they would use programs like drug court and pretrial diversion and things like that to strip you of your rights.
And then convince you that you have
Probation,
no
like where
rights.
I'm still on parole, even though it's just on
Yeah.
child support,
Yeah.
I don't have rights. They can still come in my house. They can do anything they want to do.
So
So
those
it's
that
to keep
can't be
control.
reversed now. That parole
That's a
Hopefully
that
at
can't be
some
reversed
point,
now that
I don't know.
Judge Mullens is.
Well, I mean, somebody could do it, but it's
So
the
what?
state that's over it. It's the state
You're not on
that's issuing
permanent
out
parole?
yes,
that's
she's
just making the
on
Yeah.
decisions.
So
she's on parole till 2099
$20.99 is what it says on
Yep.
my paperwork and
Mhm.
stuff.
for
Oh
child
my
support.
God!
yeah.
For
They said
child
that that's
support.
just standard for somebody that doesn't owe. I mean, that owes, but it doesn't make sense because we've served our time on our criminal charges. You're not allowed to
So-
continue to hold somebody, and debtor's
Part of-
prison is not supposed to be legal in America anyway.
So
And my
part of your
children don't
parole
get this.
conditions was
That takes
to
money
have
from
that.
my kids' pocket. Every time I have to pay that payment every month, that's $100 that my kid could have that she
Yeah.
doesn't get.
So was part of your parole that you had to have that child protection, that child support paid in full, but then they doubled it and added interest whilst you're incarcerated.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why when you got
Yes.
out,
Yep.
your parole can't be cleared because you haven't cleared the debt that they tripled.
Because
pretty
they
much.
increased it by 140%.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So they
ridiculous the
still,
amount of
it's about
interest.
control. It's about
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
And
the
this
powers.
child is
that-
22. She's not a child anymore.
Yeah.
So, and I
they've
just
stripped
got a
your
letter
relationship
today
with her.
from them, and it says, because it says on it juvenile.
Yeah, the
It still
juvenile.
says on the paperwork that she's a juvenile. She's 22 years old. She'll be 23 in a couple
And
months.
they've stripped you of a life with your daughter.
All her daughters.
All my
All
daughters.
her daughters. I has 4.
I have 4 daughters. They've taken everyone.
So where are they now? How old are they now?
The oldest is 22, and the middle one has been adopted. Her name, she's 16, and then my twins are, they're 11, and they're with their dad. I'm getting ready to file for partial custody of them soon, hopefully.
Do you have
So-
contact with your 22-year-old?
Yes, yeah, we have a
Yeah,
really
but
good
she's-
relationship. That's
yeah.
why she's my twin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very blessed to have a relationship with her. Now with the 16-year-old, it was harder. I did not have transportation and stuff to be able to like be there and keep promises. And then I got
Yeah.
sick, and so I decided I was going to take a step back until I got a vehicle and got on my feet, and then I can keep the promises. And then I'm going to reach out and try to build a new, relationship with her. So there's a plan for it, and she's open to it, and I'm happy about that. So
And what about
it'll
the
happen.
twins?
It'll happen.
You see them? Do you see the twins?
I was getting to see them, but not. It's been a long time.
Right.
I haven't seen them since probably just before Thanksgiving of last year.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So they stopped
What is that?
answering the
Just
phone.
because the father's an AH,
Their
or
Their aunt, I think. Her
Was an
dad was
asshole.
the one that raped me, and who they gave custody to whenever they took my twins. They gave my babies to the man that raped me every day. And I kept
my
that a
God.
secret for a long time about the rapes and stuff, until finally, like, I hadn't seen them in almost a year anyway. And I was like, why am I keeping this secret to spare her feelings when my whole life has been affected by it? And I still am not getting to see my kids through no fault of my own. Like, I'm trying to hold up my end of it and do the right things and make a home and stuff that they can be safe in and thrive in. And they won't even give me the time of day. So, I'm sure she's got some resentments and things, but she's gonna have to get over it, because I'm filing for my girls. I want my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've kind of witnessed Ty and all these other girls and my son and other young men that have went through all this for 20 years, losing their children and losing their livelihood. And once you're in the system, there, like Ty said, we are a very poor area. And once you're in the system and you've got a name, everybody in town knows you was arrested. So guess what? You're not going to get a job. You're not going to get
They
picked
printed
above.
on the front page of the paper. So
Oh yeah, they'll run
you
it
get
across
indicted,
front
they
page
print
of
it
the
on the
paper.
front pages of the paper. So, like,
So
everybody knows everything, and it makes it difficult.
makes it
Like,
difficult
nowadays,
for them to
there's
get
more
jobs.
options for felons, but like
Yeah.
back then, there just wasn't. Nobody would
Nothing.
hardly hire you. Like, once your record was tarnished.
Tarnished in any way. So, and
But I'm so
and then
Such
they
a
grateful
would
for
small
keep them.
town.
technology and stuff to be able to provide other options now. So hopefully some of these ladies around here will get on that bandwagon and learn, they can make an income outside of these men. They don't have to depend on them.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Brandy, can I just go back? How did you get then from foster care and taking in other people's children into the system with the judge and the abuse, basically? How did we transition across from there?
Well, basically, like I said, it was my son. My interactions, I didn't have a whole lot of interactions with Judge Mullens. He was, like I said, I never had interactions with Mullens or Stines. I knew both of them. I liked both of them, but I knew the kind of person Mullens was because of all the young women that would come to my home
Okay. Yep.
for my help. and they would tell me these things, and they were scared kids. They were scared kids that didn't know where to turn or what to do, and
So you opened a safe house, is that right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Brandy's
Hire
always had
any.
a safe place.
Yeah.
Tried to provide a safe place for anybody that needs it.
Always have.
And
Just
that was used against you as well, was it?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
We was
Heard it.
harassed. The cops aggravated me to death. I become, I was
Because you were
trash.
preventing their income.
Well, I was a problem. If they needed rides, I got them there. If they needed, so I was kind of interfering with that
Their income.
pattern of keeping them, always in. They were always doing something that they were being sanctioned for, and and the sanctions is when the money was being made, or the favors was being asked. So yeah, I was a problem.
Yeah, you're a direct link to their income.
Yeah.
So
Cutting it short. Yeah. So, like, have they ever made threats to you, or?
I mean, they constantly would come to the house saying they was looking for my son, which 90% of the time he wasn't there, but I'd still, they'd come in, search the house. I had them, they would go to social services regularly, would go pull my 2 younger kids out of school, ask them questions like, does your mom let you drink? And they were in grade school. Just, you name it, just
So
this little things.
It filtered out of the courtroom and out of the courthouse through to child protection, through to law enforcement and everything.
It's one big ball. It's like I think I told Ty one time, it's like a snake that swallows its tail. It never, it doesn't end. It's, there's so many levels to everything that's going on. You had the jail, the whole thing with the jail, what happened. It's a tie to my child, to other people's children in that jail. It's a shame. And and even the whole Ben Fields fiasco started at the jail.
I actually heard that well, I don't know where I read it somewhere, that Judge Mullens would actually go down to the jail and smoke with the inmates and then come back and tell a deputy, fetch me that redhead one. Bring her up to me.
Bring them upstairs. That's what I asked Ty one time. I said, I went to jail one time. It was for one night, and if I never have to leave the house again to not go back, I'll do it. I said, but I said, I couldn't imagine how they felt, being pulled out of your cell to be took upstairs. Everybody
And they
knew.
didn't know what for.
Well, I'll let you talk, Ty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was the previous judge involved in that too? Is that you were saying?
The what now?
The previous judge to Mullens was involved
Oh,
in that too. Is that what you're saying?
Now Mullens, yes, but the previous one, Jim Woods, I don't. I
with
couldn't
that
tell.
part.
No,
There was
he
other
was.
things and other forms of corruption, but as far as I know, that wasn't taking place with him.
No, he
I
was
never
more
had
of a
any
party
experiences
guy.
like that with him. Yeah.
He was just. He was. I don't think he was that kind of guy. But I think all that more or less started happening when. Well, I mean, I think Kevin was doing it before when he was an attorney, but
Mhm.
that's
Yes, that's
other
correct.
things.
He was not the
So
judge whenever I had my first interactions with
right,
him. He was the assistant Commonwealth attorney.
okay, I
Assistant
see. I
When you were
can't remember.
16?
Yeah.
All right. So
He
when
just
did he
carried
get
that into the courthouse,
Kind
Continued
of
to
took it
answer
with
the
him.
jail from the street. Yeah.
And I'll just go back. I forgot to mention that. So Sabrina pretty much has brought this all to the forefront. And there was another woman that came forward with her as well. But Ben was charged with sexual abuse, basically, and did nominal comfortable time, basically.
6 months.
Yeah,
6 months.
In a cushy
lush
cell with a
cell.
nice mat and a big TV
Yeah,
and conjugal visit.
yeah.
Mhm.
So what you know, but like the hierarchy of it all, it filters all the way down and all the way through. Like
From the top to the bottom.
Mhm.
Literally, because the jail's underneath the courthouse. It's in the basement of the courthouse. So from the top to the bottom, it was, you know, and has been for a long time.
and that's the reason why there was the cameras in the judge's chambers at the time, because of these allegations from Sabrina. Yeah, they put them in
Yeah.
into the courthouse. Yeah,
But I don't think they
And it
were
wasn't just
actually in his
Sabrina. There was
chamber.
Jennifer Hill and the other girl. There were other people
Yeah.
involved in that same mess
Yeah.
as well. It wasn't just one victim. Yeah, there were
Jennifer
multiple.
Hill died of
She's been
suspicious
killed.
circumstances. Prior.
Suspicious circumstances, very suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe
There's
there's
nothing
quite a
that
number
can't
of
convince me that
those.
they didn't kill her.
I mean,
They
honestly,
told her how they were going to kill her.
And I think there's been a lot of unsolved, suspicious unalivings in the community.
in the area.
Yeah. I've got a
Anyone
list
who's a
of
threat.
like 20 women and 20 men that are missing and murdered.
Since 2024.
Just in the last, I don't know how long it is, last 10 or so years.
About
maybe.
10 years.
Yeah. But many more
So-
recently. I've been seeing many more recently of women.
Yeah. And there's a
So
lot of
that-
families now
a
that
mother
are
and a daughter
questioning.
that was murdered in Whitesburg, brutally. Another old lady, she was, how old was Miss Lois Rogers Trent? There's a Facebook group for her, you know, to help her family try to find resources and clues and stuff to find her killer. They brutally raped her and beat her and
She was, I think,
murdered her
80.
in her home.
What was she a threat for? Like
83, maybe, I think. I don't know.
Eight,
We
she
don't know
was in
what
her
happened to
80s,
her.
I think. They don't know. You know, but you know, there's a lot of families now that are
A lot of families that
reconsidering,
don't have answers.
right, for
And they're starting to
overdoses.
think
You
twice
know,
about what
children.
might have happened.
Yeah,
You know?
so
children.
what was this lady such a threat to them? What did she threaten to do?
I don't know
or
about
say?
her, but it's untellable. We had another lady over here on the holler across from mine that they said was attacked by dogs, but it's come out since then that that's not what happened to her at all. She was attacked by dogs, but it was post-mortem, and nobody's investigating these things. Nobody's looking into these things.
Kind of just
So-
being swept under the rug along with everything else.
Everything else. Yeah. Or they've got like the wrong people convicted, you know, or got them convicted like where there's one man, it should have been self-defense, and his entire trial, there was evidence hidden and everything. And he ended up, you know, getting convicted of capital murder because of the way he was charged and the way they railroaded him just to make somebody take the rap for it. You know, like convictions at any rate. It doesn't matter whose life they're destroying
on a
or
seat.
if they're even guilty, they don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
There's a boy down there sitting right now on a robbery charge that they won't accept the video of somebody else committing the robbery. They won't drop his charge, and it's on video of somebody else doing it. Same goes with those two women that was murdered on Cowan. That bears looking at again. I think that they were, I don't know. I don't really know a lot about it other than that the man that they've got charged with it, and now they're charging his wife with tampering with evidence, and that's not who did it. The person, the real killer, has made a confession and bragged about it and made a video and put it up on Snapchat. And the prosecutor and detective refused to go and get the video or, you know, let the man out that didn't do it. So
So you can't
It's
even
just
get it.
convictions at any rate. It's prison for profit. They don't care.
And your
They don't
prosecutors
give a
are all
shit.
bent as well. So can you go out of county to get a prosecutor to your case, or you can't get a public defender out of county?
You can't get anybody around here for the surrounding counties.
Because
we
of
had
the reputation.
well, we had to go out of county for
And their
my
influence reaches
case.
so far.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
We had to go
The
out of county
influence
just
reaches
for our
too far.
custody.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody will touch them. It's just like, oh well,
You
you
move to
know,
Letcher County and they're like, oh, we don't want no part of that.
no part.
so you've had custody issues as well, Brandy. They took your kids off you.
Well, not my grandkids. My grandkids.
Oh, fuck. How the fuck? How did they
My
involve them? Like, fuck.
my daughter Sarah worked at the jail,
And
and
she was vocal. She did an interview and has been facing retaliation and stuff because of that. And ever since it blew up and made things harder with the kids.
So you guys are like actually literally at risk all the time.
All the time.
all the time, all the time.
Yes. That's what I said. They're
Fuck
going to
you.
fuck our lives over anyway. Like, so why not speak out on it and let the world watch them?
Yeah.
Show their asses while they're doing it. Because
that's the whole
I've
point.
had enough. I know what my rights are. And these people have trampled on every right I have as a human being that there is over the years at some point.
Pretty much all your life.
And that's just it. Is they convince us that we don't have rights and use
Or to
programs
stay silent,
strip us of
stay
them.
silent, or we'll take what rights you do have.
Yes.
We'll make sure you don't have any.
We'll make sure you don't get your visitation. We'll make sure you don't get to
Take your child home. Just be quiet.
shut up and take it.
For people that don't know your story, Tya, like it started pretty much at age 16 for you with Judge Mullens. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And what, you had to go to Quay was a district attorney then? Or
Yes, I was working for the Commonwealth attorney with my sister. My sister worked in his office and Edison Banks' office. There was a bunch of scandals surrounding him too. And like in the later years, but back then, it was kind of like an informal intern. I was just kind of learning office management, how to answer phones, do paperwork, learning how to type, life skills, so that I could get a good job. And I had went over to see Mr. Mullens and learn how to take a deposition. It's what was supposed to happen, but that's not what happened. Yeah, I gave him a blowjob and he paid me for it. He threw money in my face, told me to clean myself up and not tell my sister. And then
how did you approach that?
It was after that he started to introduce me to like other people in town, other lawyers, people in the courthouse, county attorney, doctors, his buddies,
Just pass you around like a.
And the thing of it was, he took Ty and like the other group of children, I was telling you about, some of them, they become, well, I'll go let you Ty, but they kind of
his play toys, though. That's where our worth was for him. And that's how it stayed for me until I was about 20. And that's when my mom died. And I tried to kill myself, and I turned up with bruises on my arms from trying to overdose myself and kill myself. And it upset him. And next thing I know, they were showing up knocking on my dad's door with a warrant to take me to detox in Pikeville, where I stayed for 17 days. And then I went back home, and I was home for a week or so, and they showed back up again with another court order to take me out of state to rehab that I had to stay at for a year. And then whenever I came back to Letcher County, they put me in jail, but my sister already had custody of my daughter and stuff. And it destroyed my life. So, and then it was systematic after that.
It just became the norm.
It was just one thing after another. Yeah. Yeah. And
they
it didn't
had
matter how good I
had
did or
houses.
how long I would straighten up and be on the Suboxone and doing good. As long as I stay up in a hall or somewhere, I'd be okay. They wouldn't come hunt me out and pick at me. But I try to go to town and take you babies to the doctor or something. God forbid you have to spend the night in the hospital with your babies. That's where they come in and took my twins. Was from the hospital. They said that I was sitting there knotted out, and I was like, I probably was, but my feet were in the car seat, like my bare feet. I flipped off my flip-flops, put them in the car seat beside of her, and I was rocking her with my feet. And we had been up all night long. Her dad was in the car with her twin sister, and we had been in the ER. And we ended up having to stay and see the pediatrician. And somebody either in the clinic, one of the nurses or somebody, I guess, I don't know, called social services, they said, and they said that they removed them and gave them to my rapist. And made him supervise visits with them for months. I got 30 minutes to an hour of a supervised visit a day, and he had to supervise the visits. And then I had to leave them there with him.
So they had to keep basically showing you who was in control to keep control of you, basically. Yeah. Like, okay, we can do this, you must comply. Don't even try, yes. Don't even bother.
Yes. And then even after I got my babies back, like he would use that. He would, he had these sleeping pills that were a benzo, and he would be like, one of these will fail your drug test. One of these will fail your drug test. Like, so that he could take my kids back. That was how he kept me quiet, with the threat of making me fail a drug test and taking my kids back away from me. So that was when I got to my breaking point and went to Brandy's, tried to go to Brandy's, and they arrested me in the middle of the night on a child support warrant that I did not have, I should not have had.
She hadn't been at my house 30 minutes.
And they knew where you were.
They came right after me.
So were they watching you, Brandy, or?
Well, what it was,
my twin's dad probably told them where I was.
Yeah, I was out of the county. As often as I could, I tried to stay out as much as I could of the county. And Ty had come to me, and I said, "You know it. Come to me. I'll help. I'll do whatever I can." And she got to me, and she went out to go get cigarettes at the gas station, and that was it.
Never made it back. They brought me back to life.
I had a swear word, sorry. So, like, I can't even, like, you go over to help take a deposition, and g'day, how you going? Depose this? Like, what the fuck?
He was like that. He was very forward like that. I mean, if you listen to the other women, he thought he was a ladies' man. I mean, he thought every woman.
Who's a judge?
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's really funny when I was looking at doing an avatar for the judge. And every time I tried to do the avatar, his face came out really evil. I reckon this software knows something. Like, it's really weird.
Yeah, it was evil. It was diabolical. The whole system is diabolical. The way they use it against people and just to keep you oppressed.
So,
it's modern day slavery, is what it is.
And that's like, my son, the minute he got out of jail, it was like, boom, I pulled him out of school. And he's in college. He, works.
He's doing great.
No, he's in state, but just as long as he's not in Letcher County,
to get out of Letcher County's reach, he's done good. He's done great.
Wonderful. And I grieve the life he could have had if they would have left him alone at 14.
So,
the potential.
Jenny's just asked, have you been able to get any legal support, any legal assistance to help fight your fight?
Not yet, but we're working on it.
No.
So if anyone's out there,
I have some phone calls I need to make tomorrow. I should have already done it earlier in the week, but it's been an intense couple of weeks. So I had to
We've
just
had a
take a break from my
rough
brain,
one.
from my mind. Yeah, I've been
So-
grieving. So, yeah, my daughter's dad was killed in prison. Recently, it was right after my interview, and well, we buried him on the day of the national interview. It was after my story had come out, like on my social medias, on my YouTube. But he was beaten when we got his body back, and we didn't get any answers for that. And finally, the autopsy came back and said he died of cardiac arrest. But then, inmates that were in prison with him reached out and had someone contact us to tell us what happened. And they had held him in the hole for a week before he was supposed to get out and deprived him of his heart medication. So he
He had
beat
a
on the
heart
door
condition, did
and
he?
screamed for help for days, and then died the day before he was supposed to get out.
What was his heart condition?
He was in congestive heart failure. That was the only reason he was being held at that prison, was to get that medication and medical care that he needed. And they withheld it and deprived him of it purposefully. He kept saying, I'm going to die without it. I'm going to die without it. And they let him lay there.
How old was he?
And we still don't have answers for the bruises and stuff. But hoping that, more will come to light on that later. 47.
And I remember you speaking to me the other day off air about your best friend Lexi. Is she a victim of that as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, from childhood,
she
from infanthood, from the time she was a baby.
so
Yes.
she was exposed to Mullens and the whole
Mhm.
sorted.
It was
She's the same
familial.
age. Yeah,
It was
she's the same
familial
age.
through her childhood, and then whenever she was older, then it she got
Right around 12 or
caught up with
13.
Kevin too.
12,
So you met
13,
Kevin at
she got in the
13.
system
Yeah, as a juvenile.
as a juvenile. Her and my son were in school together. They were in class together. So I've known her since she was young. And she, Ty, my son, Lexi, these are smart kids. These aren't kids that, that they had so much potential that I feel like got so robbed from them. But Lexi was beautiful, and they took so much advantage of it. I don't even know if she even realized how well she did. She knew how much they were abusing her. It's just, it's hard to,
It was just
It's hard to
to
break that
what
cycle too,
the rest
because
of us.
you're told all the time that you're worthless and you don't have any. You feel like you've got no power, you've got no voice, and
Yeah.
the cycle continues. It's an
Yes.
abuse of their position of power that's the most disgusting. It's appalling, absolutely fucking appalling that they can
It
even
is.
sleep at night, and they shouldn't.
I think that's why we go the bat so hard for Lexi,
Yeah.
because nobody did in her life. I think every system, every person failed her.
Mhm.
She was failed by everybody. And I just feel like, I hate the way things people said about her in town, and the way that she was talked about. That wasn't Lexi. And anybody that knew Lexi and knew her heart knew that wasn't Lexi. And I just, she doesn't deserve to be gone, first off, and she doesn't deserve to be remembered like that either.
Has her story ever been told?
Huh?
Has she ever
A
had a
little
voice?
bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. We've shared.
Oh, she's frozen.
Uh-oh.
So how long ago was it?
She passed in 2022. She also had a suspicious passing. It
What
was
was her
told.
threat? How did she threaten them?
How did she threaten them? She's the
Yeah.
one that has had the videos.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Videos of.
Mullens.
I don't know this story. Sorry.
She
Oh,
had
you don't-
blackmail
Go ahead.
videos of Mullens,
Ah.
of having sex, herself having sex with Mullens
Oh.
and with other people in the courthouse. Yeah.
In the
another
courthouse.
lawyer. Yeah.
Oh.
In his chambers.
Okay. Was this before Sabrina Atkins?
Right around the same time.
Same time.
And did she use them? Did she tell him that she had them?
She
I reckon.
was using them. I
Yeah,
mean, you
she
know.
went to use them. She went by a beauty salon, I reckon, and showed it to all the girls there. And they were like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "Going to blackmail Kevin. Like he's had enough of me. Like he's going to give me some money." Like, so, but then after that,
How
though,
long after that?
besides that video, she started working with a friend to file official charges and file official complaints about it.
Mhm.
She was ready to testify, and they took it to the sheriff's office, and yeah, so they saw the videos, and
So Mickey had seen them.
I don't know.
We don't know that much, that far of
I
it.
don't know
As a
that
sheriff,
much,
you would.
but I know that it was taken to the sheriff's office, and that the attorney general was also shown the videos. It was turned into him, and nothing ever came of it there either. And the next thing you know, she turns up dead.
How long
So-
after that she started using the videos? Like what was
But
the
we're
time
thinking
frame
within a
between
matter
which-
of weeks. It was like right up. She
Very
had
close.
been in sober living for a while in another county and had been doing
And
really
was
well.
clean and doing
And was
good.
clean. She was healing, trying to find closure and work through these things. And yeah, they convinced her like it's time to do
And
it.
told her she could
And-
see her son, wasn't it?
Yeah, if she
Or-
came back to Letcher County, Kevin Mullens told her that he was going to let her
They
have a
dangled
visit
the
with her
carrot.
son if she could get back to Letcher County. And she went out of her way to try to get here, and then she never came back out of the jail.
So they dangled the carrot for her.
Yeah.
And what they knew was your pride and joy, your biggest
All of us.
weakness. Yeah,
All
absolutely.
of us. Our families.
Absolutely. There is nothing that you wouldn't do for your children. Nothing.
Yeah, especially like for the first time in her life, being sober for 8 months and like, getting some healing and working on herself. She was
Yeah.
starting to see herself with a different kind of worth that people tried to make sure that she never had.
Yep.
So this is what's holding back all these other women coming forward because they're scared
Yes.
shitless.
They're
Yes,
scared.
The danger is real.
It's
so how do we
real.
stop it? How do
and-
we
Wait, sorry.
Persistence.
stop it? Like, do you
Awareness.
think
I don't
Mickey's
know.
trial
I don't know.
might be a
I think
I'm
that's going to
hoping-
blow the lid off of a lot of
Yeah.
things. Let's.
I hope.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, there has to
But
be.
people are investigating finally, so that is a breath of relief. Just knowing that
Who
people
is
are
what?
looking at it.
okay.
We have
Finally.
investigators. Yeah, so
So
it's a step in the
you
right
created
direction.
yeah. You created a Lexi's Place, is that right? Can you explain what
Creating.
that is?
We're
it's
working.
we're working on it. We're working
Yep.
on it. We want it to be completely self-sufficient. We don't want to depend on any grants or anything that is going to require these people, these
Let us know
survivors,
what does it do? What's it saying? Like,
to have any way to make them, you got to pee in a cup or take it away or anything like that. We don't want
We're
any
wanting to provide
stipulations placed on
homes.
these people. So we want
We're-
to provide homes, land, and resources
so that's what
for
Lexi's Place
the
is dedicated
survivors.
to.
Right.
Yes.
For
Free and
survivors
clear,
to
that somebody
get their
that nobody
kids
can take
back.
away from them.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they can start to work on getting their kids back and heal.
Their families, their life back.
Yeah.
And how do we find Lexi's Place?
We
Like,
have a
have you got
Facebook group, Lexi's Place, Homes for Wayward Women, and the GoFundMe link I put in that chat for us.
Yes.
And it's in its infant stages. It's not an official nonprofit yet, but it will be. We're working on that too. So
and in the meantime,
yeah,
they
it'll
can
be
get hold of
volunteer
you guys.
based. We have a lot of people that have volunteered to build and that will be coming with their various skills and things. But we want to build small homes, tiny homes for as many people as we can and provide a barrier relief fund at some point in the future too. And we want to use our platform to, help share their stories and help them get a leg up in life and find independence as well.
Wow.
That way they have their own home, their own, something that belongs to them, because a lot of women in our area don't have that. They don't have anything that's their own. They have to rely on their husband or family or some. And most times, I mean, I was in domestic violence, horrible domestic violence situation. And, there was no way
Domestic
out.
violence doesn't always look like bruises.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Psychological domestic violence
That comes in many
probably,
forms. And
oh yes,
Yeah.
and it's sometimes
yeah,
even worse.
financial abuse is a very big tool that they
Absolutely.
use against
Yes.
women.
Yes.
Here is very common. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to try to relieve some of those barriers.
I'll
Provide
be
another
frank
way.
with you guys.
Like, it's not difficult. It's not rocket science to really help these people in a meaningful way. And if the courts, we can just get them free of this courthouse, then I just know that we can rebuild something great and amazing.
Right now, we're
beneficial to everyone.
Like Ty said, we're in the beginning stages of everything, and right now we've mostly just been able to help people with like resources. As far as trying to tell them people to contact or someone to get a hold of, or if we can
Other
figure out
advocates,
something
like
for them.
CPS advocates, and
Other
hopefully,
people, to try to help it with anything we can.
And you've got no sponsors or anything. You're doing it on your own
right now.
Right now, yeah. So far, it's us. Yeah, we've got some supporters and some people who are going to be working to try to get us funding, through other avenues, other sources, like donations, like bigger donations. But as far as like grant writing and stuff goes, anything that would place any kind of stipulation on them, like whether it be a class or a drug test, or it doesn't matter. No, we don't want it. We don't want any part. We don't want the government to have any control.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
At all.
Yep.
So we're building the
Because they can
store. We're
abuse
trying to
that
get
then.
monetized. We're trying to monetize our YouTube. We're about to release, the audio podcast on hopefully soon, within the next few weeks. That'll be rolling out, so that we can support ourselves and start to build on that. So yeah, the point is to get away from the system that broke us.
Yeah.
And try to heal and help other people heal,
Yeah.
And so we've got, now that Mullens is dead and we have the new baby judge in, fresh out of school, do you think he'll be easily manipulated, or do you think he's a breath of fresh air as far as change
I think
goes?
he'll be a breath of fresh air.
I've heard good things.
I've heard really good things about Nick, and nothing but good things. I've not heard him doing anybody dirty. I've not heard of him, being slimy or sleazy at all. So I'm
how
hopeful.
long do you think he's going to be able to?
He would have my vote. If I wasn't a
resist?
felon, I would vote for him. And we have a new man that's running for jailer too, Brian Fields, and I would vote for him as well. Like, he's educated.
He has a lot of good ideas.
Yeah,
to,
he knows
to try to
what
straighten
they
up
need.
that jail. And that's, a big issue. A lot of people that serve time in that jail, a lot of their civil liberties were stomped all over, and they're not even aware of it. And hopefully to have someone come in with a new
some
attitude,
education and training and
education
experience working in other prisons and jails where they see how things should be ran.
Mhm.
Like,
yeah,
Mr. Fields has that experience.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, That's a
Then
good
they've
thing.
got to have the strength then
wanting
to stand up
more
against
on
this.
mental. He's wanting to focus more on mental health and stuff too, so that will make
Yeah.
quality of life much better for the inmates.
But both
Yeah,
of them are
well,
going to
so
have
inhumane,
enough.
inhumane.
treating co-occurring disorders or like where you can't just treat addiction. If you have
Yeah.
mental health, you can't just treat mental health
Yep.
without treating the
It's a big
addiction. It
picture,
has to
yep.
go together.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's got a very good understanding of trauma-informed care. So,
But he's got to break through all these barriers that have been there for centuries. Have they got the strength for that? Or are they going to be able to resist the temptations that are offered? Time will tell.
Time will tell.
I'm hoping. I know there's been some that aren't going for re-election. I think Jamie Hatton just announced, and he's our county attorney, right?
He
He's
just announced he's not going to
announced
seek re-election.
he's not going to seek re-election. So I think a lot of them are walking off. So
Good riddance. It's time for a new regime. Time to let somebody else come in there. The same families have been running that courthouse.
Yeah.
For too long.
Did you say that the feds had been involved? Have they investigated
They're
anything
investigating
in the county? They are now?
They're investigating. Yes.
Good. Okay, good. So
yeah, we got their attention finally.
That's good.
Yeah. It took a lot.
Yes!
But
yes!
we got it.
They're
working on it. They're working on it. So and if you've not been following, there's been a lot of like human trafficking sweeps across the state. A lot of officials are resigning because of like child porn charges and things like that. West Virginia too. I've been seeing a lot come out of there. People stepping down or getting like officially charged finally. Like I feel like we're starting to see some results. So
and I think too, once with this trial, a lot of stuff, I think once a lot of stuff comes to light and they see just how connected the court system and CPS and these drug rehabs and the jail and everybody's putting money in their pocket and our county's paying for it. Our citizens are the one paying for it.
Who are paying for it with their lives, Yeah.
Isn't that because of the privatisation of the jail system in the United States? Haven't all the major jails been privatised, and that's a big part of the problem?
Future is looking brighter every day. So
there's really not a lot of jobs in our area. Our area was ran by the coal mines. It's a coal town, and there's not. I don't think there is an open mine in our county. I don't think so. There used to be the coal boom. The 80s and 90s and so on. And so, our county at one time had money. It had a good old boy system even then, but not to, I don't think, this extent. But, the coal business going out and jobs leaving and, the drugs coming in, it just wiped everything out.
So the drugs, were they just coming in through the GP system, or were they coming in through other?
A lot of coal miners, bad backs, and they get hurt in the mines.
The opiates is where it started.
That's where a lot of the opioids
with
started.
the miners. And if you look into, there was the big opioid settlement, the big court case, the federal court case. And Appalachia was selected because of the level of pain in the coal miners and the harshness to their bodies for them to roll out their opiates. And whenever they first started like pushing them, and then we started seeing a flood of meth, and now meth and fentanyl and xylazine, which is a tranquilizer. And now there is a new drug that is 100 times more powerful than fentanyl. And Narcan doesn't work on it. Like your standard, few doses of Narcan won't work on it. It could take up to 10 or 12 if it works at all, to bring a person back from it. So that's being put in their pills and in the dope, and
you really don't know what you're getting.
You never know what
as
you're
far
getting.
as drugs anymore.
What was the?
Yeah.
Hang on, grab a pen. So you don't know
Nitazene.
what's in this drug?
Nitazene. Yeah, it's a synthetic opiate.
Okay.
It's 100
What's
times
the name
more
of it again?
powerful than fentanyl.
What was the name of it again?
Nitazene's Nitazines. And then xylazine is Xylezine, and that is a horse tranquilizer, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's like ketamine.
And Narcan doesn't work on that at all.
Kinda
That
in
just
that
depresses the
area.
respiratory system.
They're considered, I think, date rape drugs. I
A
think.
mixture of those things is what they sell as heroin here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's not heroin anymore. Or
It's
well,
not heroin.
I mean,
Jesus.
They mix it
It's
with
horse
cocaine
tranquilizer
as well, and
and
it's
fentanyl.
called pink cocaine. They put
And now
fentanyl
the
in
nitazene,
cocaine.
I think that's just a
Yes.
straight up poison. There's no, like, they're claiming that it's a new opiate, but it's not, because anything that powerful and that deadly is not to be consumed. You know, like,
shouldn't be.
What, do
it
you
should
have guys
never
have
even have
ketamine
hit the
over there as
streets.
well? Because that's really big over here.
Yeah.
No, but they have started doing like ketamine therapy, like in clinics and stuff. And
Yes,
I've been
that's
hearing a
actually
lot
what
of
I've been
people say
referred
that
to
it's
have.
helping them
Yes.
with their
With
addiction
therapy.
and with their mental health and stuff.
It's
So,
supposed to help with depression, and it's supposed to help with pain because the disassociated qualities of it basically reset your central nervous system and the
Yep.
receptors, because it's been constantly bombarded and constantly triggered. It resets
Yeah.
it, but it's got to be over a certain amount of time and at a certain level of dosage to get that therapeutic. But we only
Yeah.
have that on the private system over here. That's where I'm at. That's where I need to go
Well,
to control my pain. And
that's
they
strange that you
charge
say
me
that, Jody.
$8,000.
Like,
jeez.
it's strange that
That's
you
crazy.
say that. Which
Yeah.
that's what we've experienced, right?
The
That's
mushrooms help my pain
but
quite a bit.
a friend of
too.
mine that had
And
a
my
work
migraine
accident.
stopped whenever I started taking mushrooms, like for microdose. And about twice a year, I take enough for like a heavy dose. And that's every time I do, I come out of it losing another addiction. Like I lay something else down.
Oh,
And that's how
so
I
the
was able to
mushrooms
start coming off
dissociative
of.
effect as well.
Yes. Yes. And it
Oh.
also repairs the nerves in your spine and fires up all the neurons in your brain so that whenever they go back to normal, like after your dose is over, it helps your brain to deal with trauma because all those interrupted signals, it can drop those now and make more efficient pathways in the brain that can help you deal with childhood traumas and things like that as well. So it also like flushes out your receptors and things too, I think, but I'm not exactly sure. There's a lot of benefits. PTSD patients.
You after this.
We're finally getting some FDA approval for more, studies and how it heals the body. But not just magic mushrooms, any mushrooms. There's just something magical about all mushrooms. Lion's mane, reishi, cordyceps, like these are all good for the same sorts of things. They all work the same way in the brain and spine and body. So great benefits to be had in nature.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be
Jody,
able to
how you
carry
was-
some of the lion's mane and reishi
Sorry.
products and stuff soon in our store.
Cool.
That's
What
in
was
the
that,
works.
With the ketamine infusion in
I've
Australia,
got some more pictures of brewing and cooking in there too that we'll be having posted soon.
Yeah, I told Ty I
More
wanted
natural
to try the ketamine therapy myself. I've thought about it for like my MS and everything to try to work on some things. So I have thought about it. I was talking to her about it, but
Oh, I'm up for it for sure.
well, they say it's
I
2
reckon
weeks that you
insurance
need
pays
to
for
be
it
on
here.
it to deal with chronic
I
pain
think your
issues, to
insurance
turn
pay
off the
for it,
pain
Brandy.
receptors.
Yeah, 2
And that's
weeks.
$8,000 a week in a private hospital in Australia. But under work cover, Jody, a friend of mine broke
You
her
can get
back at work,
Yeah,
and she was,
you get it for
but
nothing.
she was on it for 3 months, and she's now totally screwed up. They had her on it for 3 months every day.
Well,
Okay, guys, I'm going to have to jump
capitalize.
off here.
All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining us. And as I said, like my hat goes off to you girls. You're an
So
inspiration.
strong.
And
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
And I,
Thank you for
Thank you for
listening.
helping us
And
get the word out and for
oh, look,
bringing it
anytime. And if you want to
to
make it a regular thing, if you've got
Australia.
updates that you want to get out there, hit me up, darling. Hit me up.
Mhm.
I'm here.
Yes.
And I'm more than happy to help in
Absolutely.
any way, shape, or form. And I'm sure we'll be in touch anyway because
Yeah.
We'll
guys
put
rock.
your cash app there
Thank you
and
so
we'll
much.
post that on the
All
community
right.
in
Bye-bye,
Jodie's
guys.
And look,
YouTube.
I do want to thank you too for actually trusting us with your stories
Yeah.
and with your voice.
Yeah.
Couple of
So
crazy Aussies.
Hey, like I said, thanks for listening
means
to
a
us and
great
for
deal.
having us. And yeah,
Well,
we can
you're welcome
come back
anytime. And I'm more than happy
gab
to come
more.
and say hello on yours as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hope you like your little
Sounds good.
avatars that I made for you.
Oh,
All
yes,
right, guys.
Tanya's
Thank
the one that made your avatars.
you. I don't know how to hop
Thank
off
you,
here, so
Brandy.
you all have to just
Oh,
throw
I
me
can
out
kick
there.
you off. I'll
Get
kick
her
you
off.
off.
Get her off.
Keep me off here.
And have
Bye,
a
guys.
wicked day.
You
Thank you,
too.
bye. Aw.
Wow. Just
They
shows you like,
they blow my mind. They blow my mind. I don't.
oh well,
They are
how
so
strong
fucking
they are.
strong.
Yeah. And especially some of the
And
comments that Ty's had on her Facebook, um, that are
I
really
haven't seen it.
nasty. Oh yeah, I was just reading it a minute
Oh,
ago when
there's
I
a
was
lot of
looking for the Lexi's
people.
house one.
Thanks for that.
Um,
Thanks for that.
yeah, it's just disgusting. People don't know their story and just believe some other lot of
Yeah.
diatribe because
Yeah. Yeah.
of the incessant, horrible legal system
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
county.
Yeah.
You know?
So these women taking risks on their own lives, literally.
Yeah.
What for? Why?
And
To
and
gain
Ty's
what?
on parole until 2099.
Yeah.
Just doing this
Yeah.
could get her put back
Yeah.
in.
Correct. That's how they hold them in the system because that's how they
Yeah.
make money out of them. They just recycle their offenders. It's a
Uh,
systemic culture that's been there for more. It's been there for longer than like when it came to light with the judge being shot, and that
That
was,
was a
I
good thing.
believe, Mickey's motive. That was Mickey's motive. The only way that he could think to get this word out there was to take out the top dog.
He was
Because where else
desperate. I
to
mean,
go?
they're suing him because he didn't train a guy not to rape women that you're supposed to be helping.
That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
sorry,
Yeah,
we
that's
allowed to say that
ridiculous.
word. Not to SA women that you're supposed to be helping.
Yeah.
And he was a good man, and he's in this position where he's being sued for his assets
Yeah. There
by
is not
these
one
people.
shred of evidence against Mickey Stines at all that he was involved in any of this stuff, any of it. In fact, quite the opposite.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so, but there's people out there trying to discredit
Make him
his
involved
name,
with it.
basically.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then there's other people that are saying
that
he did a good thing. He should do a few more of them.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And that just attacking his credibility because that then makes him weaker in their eyes. So they've got an agenda. So
Yeah.
yeah, just
Definitely.
be aware that they're going to. There will be people out there that are that can profit off that and can. Yeah, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting, and their abuse of their position in power. There is no excuse for that. None.
Hey, that xylocaine that they were talking about, that's actually the pain patches. Like you can get it in liquid form as injectable as well. That's actually lidocaine, the stuff I put on my legs, the patches, and the ones I give you for your back.
Oh, it wasn't xylocaine.
That was
they
one.
said
That
it
was
was
the second one. Yeah, that was no. It
Xyla
was. But that's
something.
yeah, it is. But it's actually just if you go through it, it's actually xylocaine. But the other one I didn't get the name of.
Nitazines.
Nitazines. Okay.
Nitazines.
Oh, nitazines
What
and naloxone.
is it?
Well, New South Wales Health.
That's it.
Nitazines causing severe opioid overdoses in New South Wales.
Fuck. So it's here too.
Yep, so nitazines are synthetic opioids. However, their potency means that more and higher doses may be needed in a similar way as in the treatment of fentanyl.
it's so sister. Just talking to Tya the other night off air. I was asking her a few questions, and like there's a Dr. Van Breeding, I think his name is. He's one of the main GPs who's got the biggest clinic in town, and was against all of this Suboxone treatments for addiction and stuff until it suited him, until it lined his pockets. And now he is the spokesperson for it. And he's the one that was responsible for the influx of the opiates in the first place, allegedly. So now he's actually a board member of the National Institution for Health over there. That's handy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he runs his own conglomerate of community centres that, you know, that help and rehab and stuff. So his arms extended into the community to make money. The feds came in a couple of months ago, and they basically seized a heap of scripts and, you know, told all the pharmacies, they raided the pharmacies basically, and stopped all the scripts from going through. But the feds, they declined to prosecute.
Well, why?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There must be some. He must have some form of power, or it's a part of a bigger picture, and they, by taking him out, they stuff their investigation. Maybe that's what I'm hoping. But
yeah,
because it only just started a couple of months ago that they were noted in a lot of the surrounding counties going through the scripts under a Medicaid fraud agenda.
all right.
That was their excuse for being there. So, but yeah, according to Tya, they are still investigating. So,
Well,
but there's so many arms
pull
to
their finger out. Yeah, hopefully they pull their finger out. I mean, Jesus.
I don't know. Like they've got the whole. It's not.
Somebody's
just
got
like
video
one
and everything.
person.
Yeah.
Video of what?
Of the judge
Video
abusing
what?
someone. That's what Tya just said.
Yeah, it was her best friend, Lexi, and she got killed for it.
Yeah. Yeah, they gave her a hot shot or something, didn't they?
I'm not sure of the circumstances, but yeah. And same with her ex-husband. She sent me the autopsy photos last night.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Lexi had the video of her having sex with Judge Mullens, and she was blackmailing him with it to try and get some money and some, you know, payback, basically.
Oh,
But their arms extend everywhere. Like they have, you know, CPS is involved. So
rats in every places. Yeah.
absolutely. How do you feel like?
But what I
clean that
can't
shit up?
understand is how a whole community has overlooked this for years, or not overlooked it, accepted it as part of their culture. You know what I mean?
Because they've been threatened. That's what I mean. You say anything, we'll take your kids off you.
Yeah, but definitely for those people. But there's other people, not just the victims, that knew about it, and like, not all the prison guards were involved. Why didn't one of them speak up?
To?
Why?
Who?
Yeah, I know. The feds, mate. Like, you know.
Well, you've got to have enough.
The feds.
You've got to have enough evidence, and if you're only one person.
No, but what I'm saying is other people in the community knew that this was going on. They talk openly about it in some of the interviews that I've watched. But they knew it was happening. But, you know, not my problem.
Yeah. Well, they don't know where to go if the judge is the one that's ruling it. Like,
yeah.
And if you ring the feds, the feds going to believe you because you think, oh, it's just me, or it's, you know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. But I'm saying a community as a whole, and the victims, you know what I mean? Like, to talk to the feds, they know what's going on. That other blonde lady that used to work for the judge for 2 years, she knew what was going on. He sexually harassed her.
Gemma Bentley.
Is that her name? I don't know. The blonde lady.
Is that the one
worked for 2 years after she finished her law degree?
Was that the second woman that Brian Enton interviewed?
Oh, yeah, could be. She's a big
Tya.
blonde lady. Big blonde lady.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
She's actually friends with Tya. And I did extend the invitation, but I think Tya's just been way too busy dealing with stuff with her ex-husband, and because she's only just gotten this information off the investigator that she's employed. So yeah, she's.
And I mean, asking some high-profile lawyer maybe to go pro bono.
Well, that's what the whole idea of getting this out there is, to try and generate enough evidence, enough public awareness, so that they can get some kind of either funding or donations, or
I mean, Karen Reid's just got another 4 lawyers. Surely one of them can spare a bit of time.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of similarities too, like between the two.
Yeah, in the way
In
that
fact,
the
I think
evidence
this is-
and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
In fact, I think this is almost worse. Although Karen had the cash to stand up for herself, and as Tya said, their
Well,
community
she
is
did for
quite
the
poor,
first
so
trial.
you're not gonna have the same kind of.
You're not going to come up with $1 million to pay her some
That's
red hot lawyer.
And you're going up against a corrupt system.
Yeah.
I hope this baby judge in now has big enough kahunas to,
and the will to do it. Like
Absolutely.
what I always say is, every politician in Australia.
Oh, you dropped off. You've gone mute. What happened? We heard every politician in Australia, and that was it.
Can you hear me? No.
Oh, yep, you can now.
You can now. Oh, my headphones went flat.
Oh, we got to every politician in Australia, and that was it.
Yeah, every politician in Australia, they start off with good intentions to change things, But once they get in there, I mean, you look at Peter Garrett, Midnight Oil's lead singer, was one of the ones that disappointed me in such a way. It was unbelievable, because he sang about blue mining. He sang about corruption in the world, in Midnight Oil. And then he became a greenie, which is fine, alternative. That's good. That's where I believe he should have been and was well placed, because, come on, they hold the balance of power in Australia. And but then he joined the Labor Party. Are you serious? That just went against everything that he believed. Well, what we thought he believed, and he's just on the money train like the rest of them. And, I suppose when this is all happening in a county, and except for the Mickey Stines of the world, everybody just jumps on that bandwagon.
Yeah, it becomes a norm. It becomes the dumb thing. Like, can you imagine what pressure Mickey had on him by not agreeing with all that and not knowing what the fuck to do about it?
Yeah, it would have done
working in amongst that shit and disagreeing with it.
And then knowing that could put your wife and your child at risk.
Well, yeah. Apparently, like, I was going through all the depositions and stuff over the last couple of days.
I read somewhere that there was a threat to kidnap his wife and daughter.
Yes. So that's why he rang his daughter in the chambers. So when he went for the deposition, because it's in the courthouse, it included the corruption and the abuse included the prosecutor's office, high up attorneys, right through to the bailiffs and stuff. So one of the high up attorneys, Daniel Dotson, actually escorted Mickey to his deposition. Wasn't there as a legal, in any legal capacity whatsoever. He was sent there, or went there, to make sure he kept his mouth shut.
Well, that was like, who was the guy that was sitting in on the lawyer talks? The police officer with the Karen Reid mob, the McAlberts.
Who was sitting in?
There was, a police officer sitting in with the prosecution attorneys when they were talking to the McAlberts and that.
No.
What was his name?
It wasn't Tully.
Yeah, it was Tully, yeah. He was there to show them, you know,
Yes,
don't
yes,
go off record.
yes, yeah. And the same as Brian Albert sitting in the docks, you know, staring down the jury and witnesses.
Yeah.
And, yeah. But where was I going with the? We started something and I've forgotten now which direction I was going.
But yeah, they seem like such genuine ladies, and I really hope that
look,
help that they need. And catch the link there, and we're on the community page, YouTube site, the cash
you're
app
breaking up.
links, and the Lexi's place. Move around the house.
I've pinned
we'll
up
put
the
up
top.
links
Well,
to,
the QR code, the top of the screen.
yeah, I saw that
up there. That is their YouTube channel. That will take you there. And once you get to their homepage, you can open up the underneath their banner is like their description box of what the channel's about, and all of the links are in there for everything.
Yeah.
So
but if you
head
put
on
a
over and
community
give
page
them a
on
like.
yours,
Pardon?
if you just do a one pager in the community on yours with all the links, right? Because
Yeah, I can do that.
look at that click through, right? People will not click twice to find something. So if they see it on your page,
exactly,
they'll then take the link.
You've got to
do
make it as
something about
easy as
whereas,
possible. Yes.
Yeah. Whereas if you just say, "I'll go to this website and then click here to pay them money," you don't want to do that. You just say, "Just click here to pay them money." So that they have
just
any
copy
more
and
than 2
paste
clicks, you're gone.
I'm gonna have to.
So I'll type that
them
up.
into a. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll type that up and we'll put it on the
Put them
community
into a
post.
hyperlink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'd actually really like to make it a regular thing, maybe once a month, check in and see how they're going.
That'd be a good idea.
You know, any updates. Yeah. I'd really like to help them as much as I can, because they really there isn't any if you say, you know, they've suffered all their lives, that doesn't even scratch the surface, in my opinion.
No.
It's like they've been pushing shit uphill for their entire lives, and they're in danger for doing it.
Yeah.
I can't even comprehend it. Breaks my heart.
Well, sometimes small towns are a bit like that. You know what happened to me, so you know.
Yeah. and not only to have to deal with that, their own personal shit, but they've done nothing. Like 15 years, Brandy's had a safe house for sheltering women. They're helping others. That's their whole goal. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll do a bit
it's not
more
for profit either. Yeah. All right. Well, I will definitely be keeping in contact with them anyway, and I will bring forward any updates or any info that we've got. But yes, keep a lookout for the community page where we'll put up all of the links. There is a couple of links I've put in the description box, and there's plenty in chat. There's one pinned at the top of the chat.
Yeah.
There's the QR.
Yeah, I've been
code
putting
at the
them in
top of the
chat
screen.
today.
Yes, thank you. But I'll do the whole lot of them.
Yeah, just do it all together in one concise document, and it's so easy.
They have the GoFundMe, they have the shop. They have got some things in the My Shop online. They've got Buy Me a Coffee, both of them. There's heaps of ways you can help donate. So
yeah, because I don't think Cash App is actually available in Australia.
No, it's not.
It's
but they
an
do have a
American one.
Cash App. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, I'm going to unblow my mind. Hopefully. Thank you everyone for being here. It was lovely to have such a good turnout, and yeah, spread the word. You're more than welcome to share this stream with anybody, anywhere, all your socials. Try and get some awareness, because that's all we can do from here.
Yeah.
And hopefully the long arm of the Letcher County law doesn't extend as far as Australia. we're a little bit protected out here, I think, hopefully, by the I'll just
by the distance. By the
Yes.
distance.
yes.
I don't think they'd authorise the flights.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there. And again,
Yep.
thank you very much. And we'll be back next Monday night.
Oh.
Monday night with episode 2 of Martin Bryant.
Martin Bryant and the Port Arthur
and
Massacre.
Port Arthur. Yes. The similarities
that
between
one
this
of
and
them-
that is ridiculous.
One of the massacres in 1987 that Barry Unsworth was talking about was actually the motorcycle gangs in Sydney. And right next door was a pub, and next door was a McDonald's. And it ended up in the McDonald's car park. They had this massive shootout, and like 8 people were killed, bikies, etc. It was bikie war. And my brother bought me this wonderful T-shirt just the year after that happened, and it had a big Macca's M on it and bullet holes and blood all over it, and it said, "I ate a McDonald's and lived."
Oh, yes, I saw that. Yes. Yes.
So, you know, should make a T-shirt up like that in Letcher County.
Yeah. Mm.
Anyway, we better go.
Okay. Good night, all. Thanks again.
Good night.
You got your mods are awesome. Thanks for being here. And I'll share when I'm looking at you. Hasta la vista.
See you later.
Bye.
In the hollow where the shadows fall, we gather round, we hear the call. Liquid fire from the mountain's hand burns like truth, but it tastes like sand. Oh, it sure feels right at the end of the day. Drink it up, let the story stay. The creek laughs low, the fire cracks loud. We lose ourselves in a moonlit crowd. The air so thick it hums and sings, a slow dance wrapped in unseen strings, clear as glass, but it bites like a snake, sharp and cold, every breath we take. Oh, the stars know our sins tonight. Sit that burn till the world spins right. The creek laughs low, the fire cries.